back to halftime here at Super Bowl 51, where the Patriots trail the Atlanta Falcons 21-3.
Let me tell you a story.
Hey, let's go, boys. Gonna be a hell of a story. Gonna be a hell of a story. Hell yeah.
Julian Edelman knows a good story when he sees one.
You made a story. What'd I say at halftime? It's gonna be a hell of a story. I love you, bro.
He also knows how to author one.
I kind of always dabbled in children's books. I always remember reading Shel Silverstein, and you know, those were the kind of the books that were with illustrations that I liked. I mean, I'm a dumb football player. Found out I was having a child.
I want to say hi to my little baby girl, Lily. I love you. Dad is coming to see you.
I wanted to have something that I could, you know, potentially give to her. The book's about a little animal named Jules the squirrel.
Oh, Jules is the squirrel with the red hands. They're supposed to be the gloves.
Yeah.
Huh?
Who sees a bunch of guys playing football outside, and he decides that he wants to go play.
You're too weak, says the eagle. You're too slow, says the buffalo. You're too small, says the bear. Jules has never felt so sad in his whole life.
Little Jules gets all Debbie Downer on himself. He sees this goat practicing.
Hey there, I'm Tom, says the goat.
The goat just so happens to be named Tom.
A goat named Tom. The Patriots have one of them too. And he wasn't allowed to play for the first 4 games of the season.
So it appears we have the end of the Deflategate saga, and I have made the difficult decision to no longer proceed with the legal process.
To see one of your best friends not get to suit up and play with you over something we won't get into, but you know, it's kind of, you know, you get that feeling like that's some ugh, you know, ugh.
To the end line, touch and go. That's what we need.
You know, Coach Belichick's a machine.
Yeah, because you're not right. You can't run fast. Same thing that happens in the game.
He'll get up in front of the team, announce what happened, and we're moving on. And obviously this one was a little different than a lot of the other things that we've gone through. But Coach Belichick has a mindset where I can't waste my time on something I can't control.
With the GOAT MIA, the Patriots relied on a battering.
Give to Blunt, he rambles up the middle, and then he pushes forward, driving the Patriots!
Hey, that's how you won, boy.
Garoppolo dropping back, looking to throw. Lobs it down the left side, Hogan wide open, has it at the tie!
Brady's backup, Jimmy Garoppolo, won his first start. And in his second, he threw 3 touchdown passes in the first 17 minutes.
On the money! Touchdown, Patriots!
But he left the game with a shoulder injury.
Everybody on the team was like, dang, our starter gone for 4 weeks. We just lost Jimmy.
When you see your backup quarterback go down, and it's just like, man, it's going to be one of those seasons. But you got to put in your mindset, you know, the train's got to keep moving.
Patriots down to the third quarterback. Doesn't matter, the train keeps rolling.
Usually the LeGarrette Blount Express runs north and south, but occasionally he veers off track.
I'm like, okay, this is my chance. I don't really get these tosses, so in order for me to get some more, I got to make something out of it.
LeGarrette Blount trying to get outside, he does. To the 25, hurdles over the man to the 40-yard line.
I know big boy can jump like that. He showed me something new.
Number 41, I just seen him dip his head down. Whenever they dip their head and turn their head, they're not wanting to hit you. I just jump over him, and I just seen another guy coming, and instead of just running straight down the sideline, I just look at him, and I turn towards him, and I go try to run him over.
The Florida native has been running over NFL defenders since his days as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
He pounds off right guard into Packer territory, dragging Packers with him. He's on his feet to the 35. He runs over another guy in green. Got a block to the right 20. LeGarrette Blount refused to go down.
I've seen it run multiple times. It's posted everywhere. And somebody just posted it on Instagram on some kind of NFL highlights page. Obviously, you're not expecting to break all those tackles. You just keep your legs moving, keep your legs moving, keep your legs moving. Just make sure whenever y'all do y'all top 10 greatest runs in NFL history, put that on there, please. I've always wanted to be an NFL player. Where I grew up at, Perry is a small place. And they've had a lot of good athletes come through, my dad being one of them. And every game I played, It was always, man, you ain't gonna never be better than your daddy, boy. Got into high school, no matter how good of a season I had, I just kept on hearing it and kept on hearing it. To this day, I can go home right now and talk to some of the people and they'll still tell me, boy, you're half as good of an athlete as your dad was. I used to race him growing up. I could never beat him, never. When I got 14, he said, you think you could beat me? I'm like, yeah, I feel like I could beat you right now. He said, go. And now running. And when I see myself catching him and I got beside him, I said, oh yeah, this the one. I'm gonna never race him again after this. And I got past him and I beat him.
Another give to LeGarrette, across the 530, he breaks away.
Now when I break these long runs and stuff, after the game, I get a phone call from him and I'll be like, what you think, how'd I do? He was like, oh, I know. Once you got past the last one, they ain't gonna catch you. You know what I'm saying? He respect the speed now. So I got around the edge and I almost run into Julian. So I kind of like dip a little bit. I just see a guy like I see a guy like get pancaked.
Boy, he ended up taking him down. Just ended up pancaking him.
I could say he's one of the best blocking receivers in the NFL.
Well, there's no saying the more you can do. Through my time here, I'd hear guys like Brewski, K. Falk. They'd always say, hey, the more you can do.
Great job, man. Let's go, buddy.
It's kind of a mentality. Hey, do your job. You just do your job.
Blunt did his job in September. He was the AFC's Offensive Player of the Month. And despite playing with backup quarterbacks, New England started the season 3-1, which was bad news for the rest of the league, because the GOAT was ready to return.
After the game, Jules sees the GOAT still on the field practicing. Hey there, I'm Tom, says the GOAT.
The Tom character brings little Jules under his arm.
Good job, Jules. You okay?
And kind of shows him what you have to do, because it wasn't an easy road for the GOAT.
You have to work hard, says Tom. Working hard leads to success.
In early October, Tom Brady returned to work after a 4-game suspension.
It was cool to see him. We haven't seen him in 4 weeks. We weren't allowed to contact him. I think he may have been in Italy getting pictures of himself, like taken like naked and stuff. I don't know, but you know, he must have had his football out there, you know, eating spaghetti and throwing footballs. You know, that's what he does. If the spaghetti doesn't have tomatoes, because he doesn't eat tomatoes, so, or gluten, or I don't know.
He came in and he gave everybody hugs, and his face started turning red because everybody was looking at him.
I may have gave a Brady chant. I don't know. I don't remember.
Brady's first game was in Cleveland. Fittingly, the GOAT's first completion went to the squirrel.
Drops back, looks right, throws it right for Edelman. Catch at the 25. His go-to guy to get it started.
Julian Edelman was targeted a career-high 159 times in 2016. Clearly, he and Brady have a special relationship.
I'd say it's like two dolphins. We got sonar. You know where Flip's at? Skip's over here. Flip and Skip. We're just throwing sonars off each other. I made that one up off the dome. I didn't know where I was going with it for a while. I was... peas and carrots? Peas and carrots.
Brady knew exactly where he was going with it in Cleveland.
He fires deep down the right side, looking for Hogan behind the defense. On the money.
Like, damn. I mean, I know this. I mean, that's TV, but you don't just miss 4 games and then come out and just throw 40 yards like that. And whatever he was on, man, I guess I need to jump on that too. It might have been the avocado ice cream.
Avocado ice cream.
It's not that bad either. It's not that bad.
The guy didn't play first 4 games. First game he comes back, he throws for 406 yards. That's goatish. That's the GOAT.
Fans in New England have been marking their calendars with this day.
Yep, and here he comes.
The place is erupting. He had this look in his eye. He always has that look, but it was different this time. He had a posture like, they want to suspend me for 4 games for something I didn't do. Like, we're going to see who's going to get the last laugh at the end of this season.
There's not many games you don't see that face. You know Brady, because that's when he comes trotting out with Jimmy. And he goes and does his little fist pump. That's when, you know, you start tightening up them gloves a little more. Buckle it up. It was go time.
Brady threw for 376 yards and 3 touchdowns in the lopsided win. And Dante Hightower, who missed 2 of the first 5 games himself with an injury, also had a big day.
That was probably my favorite game plan, the whole year.
Snap to Dalton. Late blitzer coming. Hightower has him in the end zone. Throws him down for a safety.
Anytime I get dialed up to blitz or come off the edge or blitz up the middle or just any way to be destructive, I'm always down for it.
Dante Hightower Parkway.
Hightower first made a name for himself in his hometown of Lewisburg, Tennessee. At the University of Alabama, he won 2 national championships. Since high school, he's only played under head coaches Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. So it's no surprise he has a high football IQ.
I'm very lucky and blessed. It's worth it, but it's been hell. And I'd be lying if I said anything different. Nick and Bill obviously were real close friends, and they coached together in Cleveland.
If we don't play our ass off, they'll beat us. I agree.
It doesn't surprise me of, how much success they have whenever you look and see how much those guys live, breathe, and, die football.
Pull out all stops.
They're literally the exact same.
In 2016, Hightower was selected as a team captain. His locker was moved to a more prominent spot where previous linebacking greats had dressed.
He earned it. He earned to be in that category of guys that sat there, guys like Maya, Willie, Brewski, guys that work hard, love the game, do anything for the team.
It's definitely an honor, but I'm not Willie Mack, I'm not Mayo, I'm not Teddy, I'm not Vrabel, I'm not any of those guys. The best thing I can do is be me.
Hightower has a habit of being in the right spot at the right time. He proved that in his first NFL game in 2012.
Pounding into the end zone. Touchdown by Dante Hightower.
In Super Bowl 49, it was his game-saving tackle on Marshawn Lynch that set the stage for Malcolm Butler's interception on the next play. His name even showed up in an episode of Orange is the New Black.
I thought it was pretty dope getting a little recognition out there like that.
Now let us imagine this is a diminutive lady inmate and not Dante Hightower over here.
The way that they pronounced it, I don't know if it was a joke or what it was.
Learning Hightower's name is something even those close to him have to do.
You know what his real first name is?
But you need to tell me.
It's not D-O-N-T-A?
Q-U-A-L-I-N.
Oh, my goodness.
My first name is Quaylen.
Qualin?
It's not Qualin, it's Quaylen.
Oh, he's done. Qualin from now on.
Quaylen.
I'm gonna hashtag that immediately after I get out of this interview.
You can't even find this on, Wikipedia.
That's kind of a cool name.
In Pittsburgh, they're familiar with the name Blunt. LeGarrette was a Steeler in 2014, and before he even played in a regular season game, he was making headlines.
The Steelers running backs Le'Veon Bell and LeGarrette Blunt have been charged with marijuana possession following a traffic stop.
In November of 2014, after he left the field before a game was over, the Steelers released Blunt. The Patriots signed him. In the AFC Championship, he scored 3 touchdowns, and he helped New England win Super Bowl 49. In his return to Pittsburgh, Blunt ran for 127 yards.
LG, keep running that rock, baby. I love it.
He scored 2 touchdowns to bring his total to 8 in 7 games.
Phenomenal rushing game by LeGarrette Blunt.
The following week, Julian Edelman scored his first touchdown of the season.
Come on, Jewel! Come on, Jewel! He's caught, lunges toward the goal line. He's in! Good job, baby. Good job, bud. That's your first one this year?
At 7-1, the Patriots had the best record in football. But as they headed into their bye week, their head coach was about to make a shocking decision.
There was an old wise owl. You guys would like that when you see the book.
Does that not look like Bill? Am I tripping? All right, make sure I'm not tripping.
He got on the hoodie. He got on the headset. I'm assuming the sleeves are probably cut. This is 100% Bill.
We didn't say no names there, but let's just say it's an old wise owl.
The wisdom of Bill Belichick was questioned by many when midway through the season he traded linebacker Jamie Collins, who was second-team All-Pro in 2015, to Cleveland for a conditional draft pick.
The best defensive player we got, the most athletic guy on the team. It's business. It's more of a business than it is football. So I don't know why it happened the way it did.
I think it's kind of like, holy shit, I can't believe that just happened.
A lot of guys didn't agree with it. All guys didn't agree with it. I don't think nobody did. You never know what Bill is thinking. But I know that every decision and every move that he makes, he always makes it for the best interest of the team.
There's a reason why he's been so successful in what he's done. And, I mean, it's hard to argue with it.
Everyone's like looking around like, am I next? Like, you just never know.
Job security might not be an issue for everyone in New England. And in a rematch of Super Bowl 49, it was LeGarrette Blount who showed his value to the Patriots.
Gets outside to the 10, to the 5, touchdown! Good job, Bill!
Blount scored 3 touchdowns, including this 1-yard run in which he took 30 steps.
In the end zone, and LeGarrette Blount still on his feet, launching to the right. He's in! Touchdown, Patriots!
We'll call that blunt force trauma.
It ended up being a brand of mine. You know, we copyrighted it. Now we have shirts, hoodies, you know, coffee mugs, backpacks, hats, the whole 9 yards.
Blunt force.
You see my guy hurdling over somebody, right?
Blount's lead, with less than a minute remaining, came up short. And like Super Bowl 49, this game ended with drama in the end zone.
4th and goal to go, down 7 for New England. Made back corner of the end zone, left, contact, there will be no call. What?
I was basically just saying, like, are you serious? That's a flag. They were just telling me, like, he's stumbling, he was tripping, and I'm like, no, that's not what the case was. There's no possible way he can guard him. We got back in the film room and watched it. Gronk tried to put a move on him, and his feet kind of get tangled, and he started falling. I was in the wrong.
The official was right?
He was right. He was right. But you got to plead the case in the game. I'm trying to win an Oscar.
A home loss is rare for the Patriots. Even more rare for Tom Brady and Julian Edelman is going home to play. But in Week 11, the California kids faced their hometown team.
Redwood City, Bay Area, Peninsula kid, through and through. Playing for the Redwood City 49ers, too. It was just a huge part of my life. Exact same uniform. Except we had RC on the side.
Pignotti looks to pass, has a receiver there. Edelman, who else?
I loved the Niners growing up. I had 2 dogs, Dwight and Montana. To get to go out and put a show on in front of a lot of friends, a lot of family.
A homecoming for Brady and Edelman.
It was so cool. I think I had like 30 tickets or something.
In 2016, Edelman had a career-high 1,106 receiving yards and scored a career-long 77-yard touchdown.
Edelman makes the grab, and he sprints across the 35-40.
I was hoping, like, I was stretching out my back, like, I hope this guy doesn't get me before Mike's there.
Julian to the 45, gets a great ball by Floyd.
And Mike lays him out.
Floyd with the block.
He was like, am I home free?
Goodbye, Julian Edelman. Touchdown.
LeGarrette Blount also had career highs in 2016, rushing for 1,161 yards and a team record 18 touchdowns.
Yeah, boy, that's blunt force trauma off the right side.
The Patriots won their final 7 games of the regular season to finish 14-2.
Touchdown, Patriots.
And even without Jamie Collins, their defense excelled.
How about this defense on the road in Denver? They're having fun, they're making plays. Patricia and Belichick got them playing exactly the way they wanted to play.
That's what I'm talking about!
Twice in the last 3 weeks, they didn't give up a touchdown. And they finished the season with the fewest points allowed in the NFL.
Now, that might be the only stat that I care about that was big for us.
Despite their dominance, New England still had some heart-stopping moments. LeGarrette Blount caused one of them.
I know when I reverse field, I'm running this way, and he look at me, and I'm look at him, and I just turn around, and I'm like, go. And he take off running, and I'm just thinking, please, nobody hit him.
Everybody on the sideline would be fine with Tom just going to the sideline and sitting down.
When I get behind him, I'm like this, my hands on his back, so it looked like I'm trying to guide him to block somebody, and guys are just running around him. He come out of there unscathed, and I feel like that's definitely 100% of respecting. 100% of respecting.
Most of Blunt's runs weren't so rounded. On and off the field, he now seems to prefer the straight and narrow path.
Touchdown, Patriots!
Congratulations. I appreciate it.
Most importantly, the man you are.
Yes, sir.
How much you've grown to become who you are.
Appreciate that. All day, Jack.
Jack, he's our team chaplain. I've matured a lot. You know, I've learned how to handle, certain situations a lot better. I just got myself around all the right people.
LG, we need you. Need you, LG.
I love him, and he's like the cool dude in school. You know, everybody wanted to be around. Everybody wanted to be around LG.
I just want to let you know I rock for you for my whole life, bro. All day, bro. I appreciate it, man. I love you, bro.
You have to transform yourself. You have to grow. You know, you can't stay the same person for 7 years or else you won't be successful in this league.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Coming up, the story moves to the postseason.
Let's go! Let's go!
And the squirrel can't be stopped.
Hey, doesn't just slow you down. That can't stop you.
Jules, the squirrel, goes back and starts training harder and catching more balls, doing drills, and having that relentless attitude.
There's a lot of Jules the Squirrel in Dion Lewis, who tore his ACL in 2015 and missed the first 9 games of 2016.
Worked his tail off to get back. He's like a little flea, and he just can stop on a dime. He bounces off the surface.
Against the Texans, Lewis became the first player in a playoff game to score touchdowns rushing, receiving, and on a kick return. Lewis's breakout performance was a welcome sight for Julian Edelman. Seeing Tom Brady throw a block on an end around definitely was not.
He lives for that block. I don't know why. I'm like, bro, get down and get out of the way. Stop with the skiing and stop with the blocking. I don't want to talk about it again. No waterfalls, just distribute the football.
In the win against the Texans, Brady found Edelman 8 times for 137 yards, as number 11 became the Patriots' all-time leader in postseason receptions.
Edelman makes the grab at the 30.
You got Edelman pushing off a lot.
When you went that way, you shrugged off a little too much. Okay?
But he engaged on me.
I know, but you
if he engages on me, it says in the rule book I can hit his arm off.
That's right. You can hit his
That's what I did. I was like that.
I didn't
I know,
flag, okay?
I know.
I'm just telling you, you're real close.
I get so defensive. I'm sorry.
Don't do that, though.
My therapist yells at for that.
The following week in the AFC Championship, Edelman's witty banter continued.
Yeah, baby. The fact that you talk about it means you're not.
Oh man, these are funny to hear. I haven't seen these. No, I don't watch it.
Backs up, bouncing on his feet. Looks down the middle, throws down the middle. Touchdown, Edelman!
Edelman and Chris Hogan combined for 17 catches and 3 touchdowns.
He tosses it back to Brady on a flea flicker. He had Mitchell open. He throws instead for Hogan to the right. Touchdown, Patriots!
My dad always used to tell me when I was a young boy, when you got them down, you break their neck. That's what he used to tell me. I was like 12. I'm like, Dad. I was like, that's a lot. It's true. That's why I am the way I am, though.
What way are you?
I don't even know. I think I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I think I'm that way. You gotta have that mentality, man.
You gotta have that mentality, and I feel like that's the reason why he works so hard. Because when he gets you to that point, he's gonna finish you.
If there was one play that epitomized that mentality, it came courtesy of LeGarrette Blount.
Gives it to Blunt, runs it to the left side, 15-10, lowers the shoulders, driving the legs, taking a LeGarrette Blount to the 2!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
For him to carry, 5 or 6 guys like that, the dude is different. He a different breed, man.
Blunt force trauma!
Our guys come out of nowhere and just kind of hit the pile and try to keep on bringing the pile.
That was like a little microcosm of how we want our team, I guess. Jumping on the pile, pushing the pile, 8 dudes in, let's get 9. Brady, come join us. It's a party. Those types of plays fire you up. It was a statement.
After that play, the offensive line was like, man, we were trying so hard to get you in the end zone. That would have been known as one of the greatest touchdown runs in like postseason history.
They know we're running it. We know we're running it. Who's going to get it?
Balls at the 1. Blunt in the backfield. Takes the hand up. LeGarrette Blunt to the end zone.
When you can ground and pound a team and just break their will, it's an awesome feeling.
Let it go.
The New England Patriots play one more game.
Are you happy? I'm not happy. I'm happy. I'll be happy. The other one. Happy. I know you're happy. I'm a little happy too.
He looked at me like the annoying little brother. Yeah, I'm happy, bro. What?
Hell of a job, man.
One more, coach. One more.
You keep it going, buddy.
Let's go.
Up next,
He's like a squirrel. He's always going to get his nut.
Oh, that's a catch.
the crazy final chapter.
It's going to be one hell of a story.
For the first half of Super Bowl 51, it looked like there would be no storybook ending for Julian Edelman and the Patriots. In 6 previous Super Bowl appearances together, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady had never seen their team score a point in the first quarter.
I knew that stat. We talked about that going into that game. He would just sit there like, maybe I'm not doing enough coaching good enough in the first quarter. Like all week long. And then we don't do it again. Did we score in the first quarter? Oh my God.
The second quarter didn't begin any better.
Brady with a handoff to Blunt, runs it left, cuts it upfield, and Jones drives him down, ball's loose, and the Falcons seemingly got it.
It's like, no.
Come on, LG.
I had it like this, and it just with all his might. I don't know if he's a superhuman. Full force, snatch it like, man, I had the sickest feeling in my gut. I'm thinking in my head like, I know they're finna go score now that I fumbled that ball. I know they're finna go score.
Diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Points off turnovers.
Diving catch, touchdown, Atlanta.
That's what opened the floodgates, really, bro. I put that on the ground, like, bro.
I remember that exact quote, you know, I'm like, damn, like, that's what opened the floodgates.
Takes the snap. 4-man rush. He's pressured. He throws down the middle. Pass is picked off. It's coming back to the right. Alfred on the run. Goodbye.
Should play any worse.
To get a pick six, it could have been a dagger. It could have been the dagger.
We ain't alright. We're not alright.
I mean, like, what the hell's going on?
Is there any panic starting to set in at this point?
No. We got the greatest quarterback of all time. We have the greatest coach of all time. As long as there's time on that clock, I don't think there's no lead that they would feel like we couldn't come back from.
We've been in situations where we've been down a lot of points, and I know they haven't been the Super Bowl. It's going to be a hell of a story, and I just kept on saying it in the locker room at halftime.
Let's go!
No game is out of touch. You know, I just kept on thinking, hey, this is going to be a hell of a story.
Gonna be a hell of a story. Hell yeah.
You believe we're gonna win?
Yeah,
I do
right.
too. Let's just play our best half. I don't want anybody to do anything that you can't do.
They instill that in you early when you get there. I don't recall ever feeling like we were gonna lose that game. I really didn't.
We're gonna come back and win this. I said, we're gonna come back and get it. We got to.
Let's go, boys. Gonna be a hell of a story.
I'm with him. I'm with all the motivational stuff that you're saying, but I'm like, man, show me. I'm done talking. We've talked enough. Like, it's more about us just going out there and doing what the hell we got to do.
Throw down the middle for Edelman, and he dropped it.
I was super pissed about that because, you know, you can't be the guy saying it's going to be a hell of a story and then on first third down, drop third down. So I'm over here like, damn, bro, I let my team down. And then they scored.
Touchdown, Atlanta.
Let's go now. Let's start showing some fight. Come on now, let's go.
He knows the exact moment and the exact time to, you know, be vocal.
Come on, boys, let's go now.
He has like indicators.
Got locked in now, laser focus.
Oh, if this happened, I know exactly what to say.
Play tougher, harder, tougher, everything. Everything we got.
when he starts hitting that octave, that high note.
Hey, no fear! No fear! Cut it loose!
That's when you know he's here for some business.
Fires left. Catch made by White. Turns to the inside. Dives across the goal line. Touchdown, Patriots!
That's how it starts right there. All you need is one.
And maybe, just maybe, there's the one you need.
Let's go now. We been here. We been here. Let's go now. We gotta get the ball out. We need to stop right here, bro. Right here. No more mistakes. No more bads. There's none of that no more. Everything gotta be perfect. Everything's gotta be perfect.
Need a turnover, D.
Ryan waits on the step. Backs up. Blitzer coming. And Hightower gets to the quarterback. Ball is loose. Patriots sacking Ryan and recovering at the 25.
What a terrific blitz by Dante Hightower. He runs right past Devontae Freeman.
Matty P made a great call.
Matty P is Matt Patricia, who once pursued a career as a rocket scientist. Dante Hightower thinks his defensive coordinator still looks the part.
Straight up crazy, mad science, rocket scientist. That's the classic Matty P. If when he cuts his beard, I think he loses his swag. I mean, Matty P, he ain't got that much swag, but that beard is all his swag.
On the game's pivotal play, New England's mad scientist was at his diabolical best.
In this one, I was ridiculously wide to the backside of Matt Ryan.
He didn't see me because I was outside. Yeah. So he looked and went. Yeah, he didn't even see me.
By the time he looks at me, I'm just swatting and pushing him to get him out the way. By that time, I'm right at Matt Ryan, and I see him getting ready to let the ball go, so see ball, get ball.
That's when the you gotta believes, and that's when you started believing.
Backs up, looks left, throws it for Amendola. Touchdown, Patriots! Pass will go step to James White, runs up the middle. He's in for two.
Brady and the Patriots take advantage of the takeaway and a score game.
Hey, this could get interesting.
Hey, good.
But I told you, the last 5 minutes of the game is when the Super Bowl is made. We get in the OT, it's over with.
You got a chance. You have a chance.
We got Tom Brady. We got Tom Brady. He's the greatest of all time, bro. Hands down, bro.
He's almost like not human because I feel like 99.9% of the world would just be so nervous. I have the whole season on my shoulders right now. I make one mistake, it's over for us. I don't know if he even thinks about any of those things. You look in his eyes, you can just tell that he's not worried about messing anything up for us.
Let this quarterback get the surgical knife out and let's go. Nobody else you want to have it in his hands.
The Patriots are in good hands with Brady. The football is in good hands with Edelman.
For Edelman, ball's tipped, and Julian diving for it.
Like I was 90% sure, so I'm sitting there like, gotta sell him, it was a catch, let's go. I got it, I got it.
I caught it! I caught it! I caught it!
We sit over there, I'm like, did he really catch that? He didn't catch that.
I'm like, man, ain't no damn way he caught that damn ball.
I caught it. Crazy, I swear to God.
No way, look at that!
Watch. No. No.
They're showing it slow down on the Jumbotron. I'm like, bro, he actually caught that.
Oh, that's a catch!
It don't get no better than that, man. But I wouldn't expect anybody else to make that catch but Jules.
Man, that was crazy.
That's crazy, bro. Hey, Jules always come up in the huge moments, though.
Oh my God, that's incredible!
We were blessed by the football gods on that one.
Gotta believe, bro. Let's go. Gotta believe. Gotta believe, boys.
Tom Brady set Super Bowl records with 466 passing yards and 43 completions. James White caught a Super Bowl record 14 of them. And with 1 minute remaining,
Go in. I got this guy.
White scored his first rushing touchdown of the entire season.
White up the middle. Touchdown, Patriots!
And now the big biggest two-point attempt in the history of its franchise.
Now it comes down to this. 57 seconds to go, and 2 for the tie. Tom takes the step, quick throw to Amendola, screen left, reaches across the goal, game in Super Bowl 51.
I can't believe it.
Yeah! Yeah!
Don't ever count Tom Brady out. Best ever in my book. And we go to overtime here in Houston. First time in Super Bowl history.
England gets to call the toss.
Heads.
They have called heads. It is heads. New England has won the toss.
Ball game. I think everybody kind of knew if we get the ball first in overtime, it's a wrap.
I'm not going to lie. Once we won the toss, I knew we were winning.
Let's go score and win this thing, baby.
We just climbed over Mount Everest to get back in this game. I had a feeling like they can't stop us now.
Go home! Money's on the line, feed number 11. He will be there in clutch time.
We got to get in the end zone, bro. Let's go!
Toss sweep right for James White, tucks it under the right arm, cuts it upfield, driving forward, diving to the goal line! A touchdown!
I ended up falling, screaming like a little girl all the way across the field. I think it was Malcolm and AB coming, running and jumping on me, and I couldn't breathe, but I didn't care. There's no better feeling than that.
And here I come sprinting, you know, full speed. Probably the fastest I've ever run in my life. I didn't even know that it was getting reviewed.
We wouldn't put it.
I know. They got to review it.
He full punked me. Full punked my celebration.
We were down there for so long, like, was it anybody still on the field, like, waiting for the car to get changed or anything?
It's not over. Get off the field. Hey! Is it over?
Yes.
They got to review it.
They reviewed it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! Gotta believe.
Oh, man. No.
Gotta believe. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
Hell of a job. Super Bowl champ.
Yes, sir.
You know, me and Matty P been close. Since I got here, he was always one of the guys who demanded a lot from me. And, besides me and my family, I don't think anybody else was proud of me.
Appreciate it.
Big time players make big time plays in big time games. That's you.
No, baby.
I love you, bro.
I love you, bro.
Unbelievable.
I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you so much, bro.
What are we? Look what we just did.
We got that.
That's right. That's the play we needed right there. That was the play, man.
Got you, baby.
That was it.
Are you kidding me? We made a story. What I say at halftime, it's gonna be a hell of a story. I love you, bro.
Describe Tom Brady in one word.
Go. Go.
Go. He's the GOAT. No question about it. He is the GOAT.
I love you guys. I love you guys.
Love you, baby.
Let it go, man.
What a game.
Hey.
You're the greatest of all time.
We're here.
You're the greatest, and you're the greatest.
I will never forget saying that. I remember that. I remember saying that exactly.
You won the Super Bowl again. You won the Super Bowl again.
This is something that you're going to be able to remember for the rest of your life.
Maybe. You brought them here.
It's a lot of Hall of Famers that has never even seen a Super Bowl.
Matthew Slater. Oh, how you doing, baby? Listen, I knew that this football team was going to go as far as you and Tom took them. Yes, sir. You did a hell of a job, man. I appreciate it. I'm so proud of you. I appreciate it. So proud of you. All of you've been through the last few years, man. You stepped up to the plate, yes, and you've earned everything that's happened to you. I appreciate it. We about to kiss the trophy. About to kiss this trophy. I ain't finna kiss it. Too many lips been on there.
Can't kiss it. It's too many hands been on it. Like, they got to sanitize it or something first before I kiss it. I don't know if I really kissed it or not, but I know I hugged it for sure.
There you go. Hug it.
For LeGarrette Blount, hugging the Lombardi trophy was a bit easier than hugging his mother.
I'm trying to find my mama. I need to find my mama, so.
I think she had thoughts that she had to leave right after. And so when the game was over and we started celebrating and stuff, I think she left the stadium.
So you outside of the stadium?
They found her and brought her inside the little hallway of the stadium where we walk in, and she gave me the biggest hug. She started crying, said, "I love you." Without her, man, she's made a lot of sacrifices for me.
How you feeling, Mom?
Wonderful.
Get my baby, that's my boy. Woo! Wee! Yeah!
Man, man, it's always good to celebrate with my mom, and you know, again, she's my sword, and she's the reason why I'm here.
Yeah! Woo! Woo!
That was probably my favorite hug.
I love you, Mom.
I love you. How did you do it? We did this. I had no doubt, man.
I gotta believe, Mom.
A huge part of the reason I'm at where I'm at is because of my folks.
I can't believe it.
I know, son. I know. Just hold on to Daddy.
Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
You know, becoming a father this year,
I'm so proud of you.
I love you.
I love you more than anything in this world, buddy.
I feel like I have a lot to live up to be like my folks.
LeGarrette Blount is also a father, and his son is ready to follow in or speed ahead of his footsteps.
If you go ask him right now, LB, are you faster than your dad? He'll say, yeah. 7 years old. He'll feel like he can beat me. You'll never beat me in a race, son.
This is unequivocally the sweetest.
I mean, I honestly I didn't believe it. Even in, like, after, you know, we did the Lombardi and the confetti, like, I still didn't believe it. That's stuff you see in a movie.
Thank you, baby.
Don't give up, keep fighting. But to actually live something that special, like, you don't ever picture yourself in that situation.
You gotta believe!
Yeah, it was a hell of a story.
Jordan runs by the bear, catches the ball over the eagle, jumps and flies high, diving towards the goal line, touchdown.
Man, that was one hell of a story.
The end. Gotta believe. You gotta believe.